Train up. My name is Muwonge Stuart, teaching English, p.7. But before I tell you the theme we have today, these are the things you have to know if you are to excel in English. At Train Up, we don't talk of passing English because everybody can pass. We talk of excelling in English. So these are the major aspects you have to look at. First, punctuation. Number 2, reading, following instructions. Number 3, tenses. Number 4, punctuation. You will never pass English unless you put this in mind. Punctuation, reading and following instructions given to you, then tenses, and then punctuation and instructions. This one I've already written punctuation, and then tenses. So our children, please mind punctuation, mind reading and following the instructions, mind the tenses, then mind also your handwriting. That has been a general comment. You must put this in your head if you are to excel in English. The topic that starts term 2, English p.7, is electronic media. Electronic media is our first topic, and briefly we can define that as sending, communicating to people. Okay, let me go again. Sending messages or communicating to people using electronic gadgets. Communicating to people using electronic gadgets. That is electronic media. When we talk of media, to some people, they think it is a singular word. Media is a plural word whose singular form is medium. Media. Then when we say electronic, we are talking of those that use electricity. That's electronic. Medium, I've talked about the singular form of that one. Now, in this topic, we have vocabulary practice. Vocabulary means words connected to the theme or topic we are learning. So among them is media. Media, these are forms, or these are ways through which we can communicate. We can send messages. We can send messages from one person to another. That is media. Then when we come to program, it has two spellings. Program with M-M-E at the end, and then program with a single M. This word is also funny in a way that it is both a noun and a verb. You can choose to read this as program. You can choose to read it as program according to the sense you are talking about. So when we are dealing with the vocabulary practice, we are not asking you candidates or pupils, we are not asking you to define what do we want. What we are asking of you is to first know the meaning of the word, but being able to use that word in a sentence, to use that word in our daily life, since We are teaching language. We are teaching language. We use these words daily in our daily life. So, in order for you to be able to use these words, you must first of all understand their meaning. But during work, in our papers we do, now we are training you to excel in English, as I said. The instruction always says, use these words in a sentence to show that you know their meaning. That one is not asking you to define. Now what are we going to do? I'm going to try to give you the meanings of these words, the vocabulary words we have, as we try to see how we use them in our sentences, how we can use them in our daily life. The first one is program. As I said, if you find this spelling program with a single M, don't say they have written it wrongly. It also exists, though we so much want you to use program that has MM. Program is a list of items to be broadcast. Excuse me. A list of items to be broadcast on a TV set or on radio. That is program. In that case, in that sense, we are talking program, which is a noun. I said this is both a noun and a verb. Program is that list of items to be broadcast on TV or on radio. That is a noun. So it can as well be this. But because program can as well be a verb, we can say if program is read as a verb, it is arranged according to plan. Somebody will tell you, can you please program for tomorrow? Is in other words telling you, can you arrange according to the plan we have? In that case, program is a verb. And it will be read as program. May you please go and program, but the spellings remain the same. The second is music. Music, by definition, is organized sound. Organized sound. If your sound is not organized, we call that one noise. That is the difference between noise and music. Music must be organized. Announcements. We go for announcements. They are written or spoken statements that inform people about something. Written or spoken statements that inform people about something. We usually send announcements when in business. You want to call people, you want people to know what you are selling. Of course, you have to use an announcement so that people will come to know what you are selling. Now, announcements is a noun in that case. I've explained what it is. Then, announcements, from announcement we can get a verb, announce. That is to inform people, to make people know. May you please announce that we have got our new product on market. You are announcing. You are making an announcement. As I told you, the real essence of us giving you vocabulary is so that you can learn how to use them in our daily life. So we have announcements. I've shown you how it can be announced. And because it's a verb announce, it can change in any tense. It can be announcing. I am announcing my new product. It can be announced. That is past simple tense. From there, we come to another one, which is knob. It's a round switch on a radio used for tuning in or tuning on. Children of today, not many of you know knobs because our TVs, our radios are put on by a use of a remote. But radios, for our time, had these knobs. Unless you tune in, unless you turn the knob, you will not be able to go into any station on your radio. But if you have a knob, then it can help you to switch on the radio or TV and also to look for a station you want to watch or you want to listen to. That is a knob. Please turn on that knob so that I'm able to get a program I want to listen to. Radio, everybody knows radio, even if I don't dare to define it. But in simple terms, a radio is a device or machine that is used for broadcasting programs. A device used for broadcasting programs. That's a radio. Let me take this chance also to explain radio station and radio set. A radio set is that you have at home, that you can tune in and you get programs. That's a radio set. A radio station is that big house, media house, that can give us a station to listen to. For example, I guess you know very many radio stations in Uganda. I can mention a few: Capital Radio, Sanyu FM, CBS, Radio Uganda, UBC, etc. Those are radio stations. Radio set, I've told you, is that small thing you have in your house that you can tune in to get programs. So in our language, you have always to identify, are you talking of radio station or radio set? You have to be able to tell us that. Then we have data. Many people want to pronounce it as data, but data. This is the amount of power that can permit us to access internet. Power. If it were a car, I would call this one fuel. Unless you have fuel in your car, it will not move. So unless you have data or data, you will not access internet. So you have to have data. Example of data is MBs. Most of you commonly talk of, I don't have MBs, so I can't access Facebook, I can't access internet. Megabytes is an example of data. Megabytes, MBs. Candidates, be aware of the spellings of these things. Megabytes in this spelling for MBs. I know this topic you saw in P5. We are like revising it. Then we have to go to email. Email is also an abbreviation for electronic mail. Electronic mail. I know your teacher of P5 taught you very well. That's why I can't labor so much on it. Then presenter, somebody bringing a program, a radio, a TV program for viewers to see. The one you see on your TV set when seated is a presenter. He's giving you the program you are watching or listening to. That one is a presenter. As I said in vocabulary practice, we have to see how many words can come from presenter. Like, for example, presenter, we can have a verb, present. To present is to show. We can have presenter, which is a noun, talking of someone giving us a program to watch. That is a presenter. I know all of you have your presenters you like most on different TV and radio stations. That one that brings the program for you to watch or see is a presenter. And then what they are doing is presenting. We come to studio. A studio is a room where television and radio programs are recorded and broadcast. A room where programs are recorded and broadcast. That's a studio. A studio, if you ever get a chance of going to a studio, when you enter a studio, you must be silent so that you don't interfere with the programs the presenter is giving to the audience, unless you are told to speak when you are off. But before, the presenter will make sure it tells you to be quiet. Otherwise, what is presenting will be interfered with what you are saying. So, that area in which programs are recorded is what we call a studio. Talk show. This is a program comprising more than one presenter, or a presenter hosts people when they have a program to talk about. That program is what we call talk show. Usually, it can be politics, it can be science, it can be nature. That is a talk show. Please put on that political show. I want to see the visitors or the host and the people he has hosted. So that one is a talk show. Channel is like a station. Tune in to this channel. Go to the next channel. That is a station. Aerial is sometimes called the antenna. Aerial, sometimes known as antenna. This one helps. Aerial, it helps in boosting all connecting places to the TV station so that you can easily see a picture clearly. That is the aerial or the antenna. News is simply new information. New information. That is news. They usually bring us as a question and they say, no news dash good news. Because children look at news as a plural thing or a plural noun, they will tell you, no news all, and then you fail. News is always having a singular helping verb it goes with. So we say, no news is good news. Not no news all, but no news is good news. Broadcast. This is to air a program. To broadcast is to give out, to present a program. That is to broadcast. Now, broadcast also has issues. Some people have started talking of broadcasted. This is very, very not advisable. The past form of broadcast is cast. Even verb cast itself. Cast, casting, cast. You don't say, I've casted my vote. No, you say, I have cast. In the same way, don't dare say broadcasted. The past form of broadcast is broadcast. Then we come to gospel music, as opposed to secular. Music connected to the Word of God. That is what we call gospel music. Pastor Bugembe sings good gospel music. Then secular, this is music not connected to Word of God. That is secular music. You find it, don't say it's a very, very bad word or a big word. No, it's just the opposite of gospel music. Producer. This is the one in charge of a program being broadcast. Some people, actually producers, you cannot see a producer on your TV screen, but he is there. He's the one telling the presenter what and what not to air out or to show to the people. He's the producer. He's the owner of that program being shown to you. So producer is stronger than a presenter. A producer is the chief of the presenter. This one owns the program. This one shows the program to people. 10. We have abbreviations connected to our topic. CD, everybody knows a CD. Volume, who doesn't know a CD? You should know. You also know DVD. This one in full is compact disc. Compact disc, as DVD is DVD will come. This is vol for volume. GB, we talked about gigabytes. MBs, megabytes. TV, television. Engineer. This one is managing all the tools we have to be able to produce a program on TV or on radio. You may call him a mechanic if we are talking of vehicles. Because of time, we are rushing through. I think I should look into the grammar part now. The grammar, according to our theme, is focusing on conditional sentences. We have 3 conditional sentences. We usually refer to them as if clauses. So we have if 1, if 2, and if 3. If 1 talks of a possibility of something to happen if a condition is fulfilled. For example, I gave one example here. If you switch off from the socket, I'll miss the program. This is the condition given to you, and now this is the occurrence. This is what will happen. Sorry. If you switch off from the socket, what will happen? I will miss the program. That is if 1. If we are talking of conditions, a sentence can begin with if, but we can as well put if within a sentence. Children usually want to say in the middle. It's not in the middle, but within a sentence. If a sentence is begun with the if, then it must have a comma to separate the clauses. If a sentence is not beginning with if, then we shall not put a comma. You will access my page if you put on data. That is, we have begun now with the main clause, and then the conditional clause comes after. You've learned if, for example, if 1, you started learning it in P4. That's why I'm not deliberating so much on it. In P5 again you saw if, P6, and now P7. Where is the focus? Focus is on knowing what if one means. It means there is a possibility for something to happen if a condition is fulfilled. You will die if you don't take medicine. If you don't eat, you will die. That is if one. We come to if two. If two talks of what would happen if a condition was fulfilled. What would happen if a condition was fulfilled? In other words, it shows you that it did not happen because the condition was not fulfilled. In order to get well these ifs, for example, if 2 and if 3, I'm going to talk about, you have to know the tenses. The tenses that make if 2, the if clause is in a past simple tense. The main clause has would with an infinitive verb. When I say infinitive verb, I mean that verb in a form that can allow us to change it to other tenses. For example, if you say go, go is infinitive. Why? Because go can become going, it can become went, it can become gone, it can become goes. So this verb, this form is what we call infinitive. In if 2, the verb must be infinitive in the main clause. Example, if you bought data, you could access my WhatsApp page. If you bought data, this is if clause, past simple. Main clause as would, you would access my WhatsApp. John would fail if he did not read hard. Now I said in if 2, the if clause is in past simple. John would fail if he didn't read hard. Didn't read hard, didn't read is a past simple. Then the main clause has would with infinitive verb. John would fail. So this sentence makes you understand that it is purely if 2. Past simple, if clause, would infinitive verb, main clause. I think I still have some few minutes. Let me talk about if 3. If 3 talks of what would have happened if a condition had been fulfilled. What would have happened if a condition had been fulfilled? For example, if you had come, we would have celebrated. She would have served if you had bought MBs. If you had come, we would have celebrated. If 3 and if 2 are a bit confusing to some people, so I need you to put your focus on the tenses. I've said the tense of if 2, if clause is in past simple tense. Main clause has would with an infinitive verb. This is if 2. Now if 3, the if clause is in past participle. Let me say past perfect tense. That is the if clause of if 3, past perfect tense. And the main clause has would have with a past participle form of verb. Past perfect tense, that is the if clause. Would have with a past participle form of verb, that is the main clause. My examples can tell you that. I've said the if clause is in past perfect. If you had come is past perfect. We would have celebrated. That is, would have with a past participle form of verb. Celebrated is past participle form. Example 2, she would have served. This is the main clause. Would have with a past participle form. Would have served. If you had bought, this is past perfect tense. Had bought. That is past perfect tense. So this is if 3. These were if 2 and if 1. I've said in order for you to learn to identify the ifs, you have to follow the tenses properly. Do I have any 2-3 minutes? As I wind up, I've talked of tenses. If one, if clause or conditional clause is present simple, main clause, future simple. If two, if clause, past simple, main clause would with infinitive verb. I explained to you infinitive. If three, conditional clause, past perfect, main clause would have with a past participle form of verb. The examples I've given, first is in if one, the same sentence is changed to if two, and it is changed to if three. There you can easily tell or see the difference. In if one, if the president buys TVs, we shall learn from home. If clause, present simple, main clause, future simple, shall learn. We change this sentence to if two. If the president bought TVs, we would learn from home. If clause, past simple, because it is if two. Main clause, would with an infinitive verb, that is if two. Then turning this to if three, if the president had bought TVs, we would have learned from home. If clause, past perfect. Main clause would have with a past participle form of verb. I told you DVD in full is digital, versatile. If you don't use versatile, you can use video, disc. That is DVD. We have ended our lesson here because of time. We are just encouraging you to sanitize. We are encouraging you to wash hands as many times as you can, and above all, have a face mask. See you soon. Thank you very much.